Hey everybody, what's good with you? How y'all doing? My name is Kevin Hopkins. For many years, people been asking me questions in reference to why I say I'm innocent. So that's the purpose of this documentary. Many people also been intrigued by my efforts, and I'm thankful for that. But I want to first highlight the fact that if it was not for education, I would not be able to stand here before you the way I'm about to elaborate. So I don't care about what nobody think about me. You know, some people won't like me because of my skin complexion, my hair, the way I look, the way I talk, where I'm from. But you know, that don't matter to me. What does matter is facts, though. Facts matter. You know, facts can be put on display, scrutinized and cross-examined. Unfortunately, you know, none of that was, afforded me in my trial on account of my defense attorneys, But give a little, factors about the case, to make it an easy locate. Is in the Superior Court of Douglas County, Georgia. Case number 09 C as in cat, R as in run, 225. It's an armed robbery case. A security finance loan company was robbed about 45 minutes west of Atlanta on Fairburn Road. I was also charged with a firearm, possession of firearm. This is part one of my documentary. It's pushing on, just start out, questions. Some questions like, how your name come up in this armed robbery? What made them come to Atlanta from a town you never been to arrest you? And I want to start my outside with a name. Anthony Cobb. He was an ex-associate of mine. I met him in the Cobb County jail. I had just got sentenced to a drug offense and had to serve 7 years under the Recidivist Act from 2001 to 2008. That was the first of 2 times, this being my second, that I was sent to prison. And in that experience, I knew, this wasn't what I wanted. So, in that moment, I thought to go legit. But what inspired me was, a few friends from around the way, school, I grew up with, became successful, some platinum selling, artists and music. So that's what motivated me. And I came up with the idea of having my own label and signing someone. And that's where Anthony come in at, because that's where I met him at. I vowed to reach out to him once I was released. Eventually I was released. I was in the studio. To my amazement, and the neighborhood, everybody was, impressed. And we, talked about the future. But, I did my first show at Club Crucial, that's T.I. Club, and I won. I later, met up with Anthony, and he began to tag along with me and my entourage. And, the west side of Atlanta, Bankhead hold a lot of popular hoods. So he was outsider coming over here and, actually tagging along with me and my partners. You could tell that make him feel some kind of way. You could see it in his demeanor. But because of his actions was not coinciding with what I got planned, what my goals are, I had to disassociate myself with, which leads up to, shortly after, I stopped rocking with him. Probably about 3 months approximately afterwards, he was pulled over on Six Flags Drive in Cobb County. Inside the car, they pulled him over because the car came back to being involved in a carjacking. So the occupants was him, Anthony Cox and his baby mom. They pulled him out the car, they separated him. He give a false name information, she give his right name and information. They was taken to precinct 2 in Cobb County. in precinct 2, he was interviewed. The interview was recorded, and unfortunately, here we are 12 years later, and I still haven't been able to obtain this, DVD with that interview for purpose to see what other kind of information that he spoke of. Because I don't know much what went on in there, but I do know when Detective Kevin Morgan left that room, I was a person of interest. And Detective Kevin Morgan is a Paulding County Sheriff Detective. When they was taken into custody in Cobb County, Detective Morgan was notified. So that's why the interview was conducted there. Now moving on, Anthony offered voluntary information, such as I could tell the detectives about the car. I purchased the car for 1.5 ounces of cocaine. I have stolen laptops, computers in my possession. I sell drugs. I have a caliber weapon in my hand. And when asked if I had any more weapons, he told them that I had just gotten rid of a silver-colored handgun. Now, Atlanta Police Department, they was about 10, 11 deep. They escorted Mr. Morgan to my suites in Buckhead to question me about, the carjack. Long story short, at the conclusion of the investigation, I was ruled out as a suspect. So that was the first agency that I had to deal with on account of Anthony Cobb, ruled out as a suspect. Now, they was there at my suites on account of Anthony Cobb, which led to an illegal search and an illegal arrest. So that case is Fulton County, which was later dismissed. So this is the second agency that I had to deal with on account of Anthony Cobb. I'm in the holding tank waiting to go home once the Fulton County case was dismissed. Okay, I see, I hear my name. Douglas County, they have green and brown uniforms, so I wasn't familiar with that. Calling my name, and I learned that it was an arrest warrant, but I ain't tripping. I was just ready to get out of Fulton County. I figured once they sort this out, I'd be home by, morning. So I've been locked up, ever since. I was not given an arrest warrant. As a matter of fact, the arrest warrant was filed 7 days after my arrest. So moving on to the 911 call. Now, when Anthony Cox got pulled over, that was May 13, 2008. This armed robbery occurred May 2nd, 2008. So the 911 call, May 2nd, 2008. It's a white lady named Tammy James. Hello, please send help. I just been robbed. The information that she disclosed was that 2 black males wearing white t-shirts, no masks, no gloves. They robbed her at gunpoint. And you listening to her in the car, you could tell she was scared. And then when asked if she had any more information in reference to description, she said, I don't know, just please send help. So moving on to the canvassing of the scene. Okay, the detective get there. His name is Detective Christopher Gardner. That was the lead detective in this case. Now the evidence that he accumulated that became of any relevance was 3 personal checks, 1 money order, and a $100 bill. Now as far as the filing cabinets, the money, trays that held the money and the checks, once they was fingerprinted, no print came back. Even the door handle, no fingerprint came back. So they didn't use that evidence. Okay. Now the 3 personal checks, y'all are about to trip out the process in which that this went through. Now, the two main evidences that they had against me were the checks which they claimed my fingerprint was located on, and the in-court identification of the witness, Tammy James. I'll continue later, going on into a part two. And y'all take care and stay tuned.